I'm signing up. Now what? Okay, so if you've made the decision to be a distributor and you've either signed up or you have just you're thinking about signing up, you probably want to know what happens next. And you are legitimately starting your own business. This is a business. You're an independent distributor. That means you own your own business. And for me, that didn't mean a whole lot in my brain. I just was like, oh, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to sell a little bit of product. But I think that I wish that I had taken it more seriously earlier on because things have turned out well for me. But I kind of wonder how well they would have turned out had I been more business minded to start. So I want to give you the things that I wish I would have done to start off with. So the first thing is if you have not signed up yet, go to Senegence.com, get your distributor ID from your sponsor, plug that in, and double check her name before you click submit. If the wrong name comes up, don't submit it. There's a typo somewhere. Don't do it. It's impossible to change distributors once you've signed up. So be sure that you are signing up under the right person. If you're signing up under me, my distributor ID is 192358, or you can go to Senegence.com/superhero lips, and that's my my website. So the next thing is after you have signed up, well, part of your sign up process is paying your annual membership fee. It's like a Costco membership. It's $55 a year. And the only thing you need to do to stay active is place 200 retail before your discounts every 6 months and you'll stay active. And if at any point you ever become inactive, whoops, you lost track of it, life got in the way, you can sign back up again. We also have a money back guarantee for our distributors. So if you decide within, I think it's 30 days, that this isn't for you, you can request a refund of your distributor sign up fee. And if they'll actually buy back product from you at a rate of 90% of what you paid. And the only caveat being, if you terminate your distributorship and sell back your stock, you're not allowed to sign up again after that. So I would prefer like you just let your distributorship lapse if you ever decided the business wasn't for you at that time, because it might be right for you in the future, and you certainly don't want to do something that's going to lock you out of doing that. So the first thing you are going to want to do is place an order. And that is plan A, is to get you an order together. And just to remind you of the discount structure, we covered it in another video. Go and look up the profits and commissions video. That you pick how much you want to spend, and then you can see the associated discount. So a $1,500 order is 50% off. That's your best profit margin, and then it gets smaller down from there. And at the moment, we have a lot of demand for our products. I swear to you, our wait list is longer than Kylie Jenner here. It's crazy. So we have more demand for our product than we have supply. So when you sign into your back office, there may not be a ton of colors available, and the processing time is a couple weeks or so, which I know is painful in the days of Amazon Prime, because pretty much I order things and they show up at my house the next day. But that's where we're at right now, and I am fully and completely confident that we'll probably get back to, having every single color in stock and having order processing turn around in a couple of days like we used to, hopefully in the next 30 to 60 days. In the meantime, girl, sign up. Don't miss out on all this momentum. Don't miss out on the 1,100 girls that are signing up a day. These people could be signing up under you. They're signing up under somebody. So don't wait for things to get convenient. Sign up now and place an order. So contact your sponsor, contact your crown princess, probably your sponsor, and ask her what you should order and how much, because you're going to want to order colors to sell to your customers. And any color you buy for your customers, you want to keep one for yourself for testers. And early on, if you just go ahead and get yourself in a habit of using disposable wands when you buy a new color, you can use the same ones as your testers. Like, you don't need to have 60 colors for yourself and 60 colors for testers, because your personal collection, especially if you're building up a lot, you're probably not going to be able to use those every day. I mean, there's only 30 days in a month and it stays on all day. You can only use 30 colors in a month. So I recommend early on starting to use disposable wands with your colors, so that way you can use them as testers as well. And if you have favorites like pink champagne, right? Pink champagne, I use it all the time. I just went ahead and put that one in my personal collection. I use the wand with it instead of disposables. But if you're just trying out a color, we release some new colors, you order it, use disposables. Okay, So the next thing is, so get your order placed, whatever you can afford to do. There's no minimum order amount. Get you, as much as you can get. And then after those have shipped, then start hyping them up for your customers. So you can start introducing your customers to the product. And if you've got 4 colors, you've got Roseberry, Bombshell, Napa, and mulled wine, then you get people excited about it. And then you're like, here, let me suggest some colors for you. Look, you would look great in Roseberry. You would look great in Bombshell. You would look great in Napa. You would look great in mulled wine. And just use what you have and match it up to people. And sell them what you've got. It works. I promise. I know it sounds crazy, but it does. So as you are waiting that couple of week period for your order to ship, there are things that you should be doing in that 2 weeks. You are not off. You have started your business. So the first thing is read your kit. Read your lookbook front to back. I don't know how many times I have gotten questions from people that could have easily been answered by looking in a lookbook. How much is this or that product? How many glosses do we offer? Does this offer sun protection? I'm like, read your lookbook. Read it. Oh my gosh. You own a business now. Learn about your product. So read your kit. Read your distributor agreement. There is so much good information in there. I had this duh moment when I signed up to be a distributor. I didn't read it. It was like, oh, it's $55. I mean, what could this possibly be? And then as I learned more about my distributor agreement and our commission structure and all that stuff, I was so excited. Why did I not read that? Read your distributor agreement. And then if you have questions about it, you can go into any of our groups and look around and kind of get the layman's terms. And I've also done some videos on that as well. So you can kind of match that up. But read your distributor agreement. Know what you're signing up for. Don't get, surprised later down the road. I wish I would have done that earlier. It was silly. The next thing you need to do is open up your SeneGence back office and literally click every single tab and every single option underneath. Wait till the kids go to bed. Pour you a glass of wine. Click everything. There is so much information in there. That was another thing I didn't do forever because I wasn't selling seriously. I was just, doing it on the side. And I was like, wow, you have really been wasting your time here, going out and searching 7,000 Facebook groups and asking people things you just could have figured out on your own. So I highly, highly recommend clicking every tab in your back office and familiarizing yourself with what's there. You can find local training events. You can find information on all of our incentive reward trips. You can learn information on our annual seminar, which is a huge deal. Just definitely look through every single tab of your back office. You will love it. It is such great information, but take the time to do it. Start watching training videos. If you're watching this, you have found YouTube and you have found training videos. There's tons of them out there. I have a ton of training videos. But frankly, even I get sick of hearing myself talk for too long. So go watch somebody else's videos. Just search LipSense training, SeneGence training. Some are better than others. Sometimes people don't say the right things. So just because you have heard it once doesn't mean that it's the gospel truth, which is why you should be reading your distributor agreement and your back office stuff, because people make mistakes. I probably am going to say something wrong in one of these just because it's a lot. But look for some variety because I'm going to get annoying here eventually. The next thing is get some shipping supplies. So if your customers are not local to you, they can't just come over and pick up their order from you, you're going to need some little bubble mailers. You're going to need maybe some cute little organza bags. You're going to need application tips. You really want to send application tips and information with all of your customers with their first order. That's really important. And reorder information like business cards, Vistaprint or Zazzle or one of those. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. I know you're probably still skeptical that this business is going to work out for you. So get 50 bubble mailers and 50 business cards and 50 organza bags. And then when you run out in 3 weeks and you're like, oh, haha, she warned me about that, go order more and get a big bulk discount and order more of it. But get that stuff ready to go so that way you're not scrambling when your order comes in. Open a separate checking account. I recommend opening a checking account for your business, putting in money that you want to invest in for your first order and your sign-up fee, and then when you can, pay yourself back and be totally operating out of one account. And if you need to add money to your business account from your personal account because you decide you want to place a stock order and you haven't sold the other stuff yet and you're in process, transfer it into your business account and then pay yourself back. It's very important that you do that. or use like a business credit card, a separate credit card. And I'm going to tell you why that's so important. It's because one, you will feel like you aren't making any money if you can't see the money accumulating in your bank account, or especially if you have like a spouse that you have a joint bank account with, if you are receiving money like from your merchant processor and you get $40 this day and $60 this day and $200 this day and $70 this day, and then you place a $600 order, your spouse is going to look at that and be like, you just spent $600 on your business. And it's really hard to match that back to your profits and the money that you have coming into your account. And it is very confusing. You really need to have a separate business account. Like it didn't even have to be a business account. You could just set it up another personal checking account. So I just had one. It was under Kristen. I didn't form like a business and do like an official business name till I was, like a couple months ago, I decided to do that. Because of the amount of income that I had, and there were some legal things that I wanted to do for tax purposes and stuff like that. But when you're first starting out, separate checking account, only put your business stuff in it. If you need money from your personal account, transfer it in and then pay it back, and just keep yourself operating out of your business account. So that way you can tell how much money you're making, how much money you're spending, and it will be easier for your taxes. Again, you are a business owner, so you are going to need for your taxes a full accounting of all of your income and all of your expenses at the beginning of the year. And one great tool for that is having a separate account for your business to operate out of. And then another tool that I've discovered that I like is called TaxBot. I actually link it up to my checking account. It imports all of my transactions. I can classify them as to if they're trading or marketing or product or shipping supplies. And then I could take a phone picture, like just a picture of my receipt, and attach it to that transaction in TaxBot. And then I don't have to keep the paper receipts together. And then lastly, it'll also track your mileage. If you're driving your car for work, there are some deductions you can take to save yourself some money on your taxes at the end of the year. I am not an accountant. So if you have detailed questions about your taxes, you're definitely get an accountant and ask them that. But at a high level, you need to be tracking your income and expenses because those are things that you report to the IRS at the end of the year. Let's see, order processing. So for you to take an order, you need to be able to collect money from people. And for you to do that, you can do it like PayPal, you can do Square. If you do Square, it's really nice and simple and streamlined. They can pay you, it'll hit your bank account in a couple days. Or if you need to get your money faster than that, like you're waiting on people to pay you so you can place an order like that day, you can order what's called a PayPal debit card, and you can receive that card in the mail, and then people pay you, and that money shows up in your account, in your PayPal account, and you can put it on your PayPal debit card. And that way you can receive money and spend it the same day. You don't have to wait for it to be transferred to your bank account over a couple day period. So especially if you're going to try to advertise colors that are in stock in back office but you have not ordered yet, collect money from them, you want to place that order same day. Like you don't want to wait and see if those colors, something goes out or comes back in. If you have an order for something, place it. And so to do that and to have their money first, having that PayPal debit card is a good way to do it. For mailing out, when you're in the very beginning, when you're just, doing like a few packages to start out with, going to the post office and paying them money and then sending it out, it's kind of not a big deal. But my business started off really quickly, so I signed up for a Stamps.com account. There's also Shipping Made Easy and some other things. Like I think even PayPal has its own little shipping mechanism where you can like literally print your label and your postage off on a sheet of paper and like tape it to your package. You can buy big stickers on like sheets of paper that go through your printer. So kind of have in mind a plan for shipping, because going to the post office all the time is a pain. It's a real pain. Okay. So go to your back office, like I said, and you've clicked through all of the things so you know where I'm talking about, and turn on customer direct ordering. So CDO is a process by which a customer, if they have your ID number, can place an order through the website and the company will fulfill it and ship it directly to them. I have got another video on this, and I'm going to explain to you why you don't want to be using that feature very often. But don't miss out on a sale because of it. Go ahead and just turn it on and have it there in case somebody stumbles across it and decides to place an order. It cannot hurt to have it turned on. But definitely check out my video about CDO and Senesites and third-party websites to understand how that all works, because you're going to make a lot more money if people place orders directly with you as opposed to doing customer direct ordering. But like, turn it on, don't miss a sale. Set your retention level to 0% unless you want downline commissions to be paid to something called Senecash. So we have something called Senecash where you can receive, it's basically the cash equivalent, just money, towards, in our system, towards placing your order. So say I had my retention level defaults to 100%. And so say I just signed up and I signed up 3 people underneath me and I'm getting a $200 commission check next month. The way that it's set up to default, that's going to be applied to my Senecash balance, and I can apply that money towards an order, and it works just like cash, Senecash. Or I can ask for a check to be cut, and they will cut me a check, and I can request that in my back office if I have my retention level set. If I want to always receive a check, and I do at this point because I have, far more than I can spend on product in a month, I have set my retention level to 0. And that money, that retention does not happen. There's no money in my Senecash balance. They just send me a check every month. If you want to save part of it, 5%, 10%, 20% towards your order purchases, that's fine. Set your retention level appropriately. Most people, though, want to check. So I just recommend just go ahead and turn it to your retention level to 0. You'll get a check when you start earning commissions. You can always change it later. And if you ever have money in your Senecash balance, like say you forgot to do it, and then it went to your Senecash instead of to an actual check, you can request a check in back office. Know your return policy. Our company stands behind our products. If you sell a product to a customer and they decide that they don't like it, they need to exchange it for a different color, it didn't work out for them, they give the product back to you, you give them a new product, whatever they're exchanging it for, or their money back, you go to your back office and fill out an RMA form, and then you send that used product back to the company, and they will send you a brand new product to sell, either the same thing or equivalent. So if you sell somebody that foundation and it doesn't work out for them, you get them the new foundation, you send in the old foundation, and they'll send you a foundation to sell. I love, love, love our return and exchange policy because I feel entirely confident that I can say, hey, customer, we don't do samples because there's just not a cost-effective way to do that. So let's pick out our best guess at the color that you're going to like. I'll send it to you, and if it doesn't work out for you, we can exchange it. If you don't like the product at all, I can give you your money back. There's no need for samples. There's just really not. You're just going to spend a bunch of postage on that. So the 100% money back guarantee is wonderful. And that's how you do that with the company, is you send them the product and they send you a new one to sell. And the reason that they do that is because our discounts and everything are based on how much product we've been sold, or we've sold in a month and purchased, and that's cumulative, and then additionally commissions and things like that. So that way they don't have to go back and back charge you. Like if you placed a $1,000 order and then you returned $600 of it, that's going to change your discount here. And then the same thing with like commissions and things like that. So you send them a product that somebody didn't want, they will send you a brand new one to sell, and that is a great return policy. And last couple of things here, sign up for text alerts. Text LipSense to 88202, and you can get in-stock alerts for new items and items that have been returned to stock. And then there's a few helpful apps that I really like. We make lots of graphics and cute things. PicCollage, Photify, WordSwag, Viva Video. I recommend removing the watermark from those tools. I don't like seeing Photify in the bottom corner. It's usually a couple bucks, and it's a business expense, and you can expense that. So I recommend taking the watermark off of those and having those tools available. So lots of things that you could be doing while you're waiting for your order to get there that will set you up for success. And I'll see you again soon.